There was a button that I was pushing previously. I shouldn't have pushed, but we're good now. So uh, we are getting ready to start now. Hey, everybody, it's Charles with the Barbershop Group podcast. I'm glad to be back on with everybody. You guys know that just about every Friday we are either putting a show out over Anchor, our hosting network, or we're putting a show out over our YouTube page. And a lot of stuff lately has been on our YouTube page. We think that video is a little bit more personable, right, than audio. But we are in the process of getting everything uploaded to the audio host, and we're working on a full podcast website for you all as well. So just give us some time. A lot of this stuff that gets done, it's only a few people who do the technical parts of it, and everybody's
Yeah.
got families, they've got full-time jobs and everything else. So just kind of bear with us, right? I know that there are some podcasts out there that look very, very polished. They're well put together, but I
Hmm.
want you guys to understand that those podcasts also have a lot of donors, which means that they get a lot of money that they can then give to people to make it look great for them. So having said that, if you guys would care to support us financially, then by all means, you're able to to do that. Okay, you can do that by going to our Patreon website at www.patreon.com/the barbershop group, and you can donate on our Patreon website. That way, you can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook. And if you do not have Patreon or don't want to create an account to become a subscriber on Patreon and donate in that fashion, then you are able to do it also through our Cash App, which is the Barbershop Group as well. So there are a lot of different ways to fund that if you want to see some things happen even quicker for us. We appreciate it. So today I've got Dr. Poulter. I've got Dr. Poulter on the show. Doc, how are you this morning?
Charles, I'm well, thank you. It's great to be here. And listen, we all need to sponsor each other
Right. I hear you.
emotionally, mentally, financially. Seriously, Charles,
Yeah.
the barbershop group's got a great mission, and I'm behind it, and other people can get behind it too.
Yeah.
Keep it
Nice.
going, man, because you put a lot of time into this.
Um, yeah.
Charles,
Yeah.
seriously, man, you put a lot of, you don't say much, but you're making this okay, you're funding this project also emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I was speaking with another therapist who is connected to the barbershop group, Sadia Yunus, who is out of New York, who you are familiar with, Dr.
Yes,
Poulter.
yes,
Um, and
lovely.
he was saying, wow, I didn't recognize originally that you've been pushing the barbershop group since like 2011 online. Like it goes back, that's like 10 years now. And I didn't even
Wow,
realize that it was that
that
long. You know
that
what I
far
mean?
back.
Yeah, right. I'm like, what? Really?
Yeah,
It's kind of weird, kind of weird,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Like, what are we doing?
And the thing about it, is there are no agents, there's no
No,
appearances on TV shows. It's nothing like that. It's just all right here. Yeah,
Charles, it's
where
your
it is.
vision, and you're helping men and women. Trying to empower men. We're trying to
Yeah,
empower guys to get their voice
right.
on
Absolutely.
every area and moving that brick wall away called shame.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Absolutely. So today, we're going to talk
Today's going to
about.
be a good one.
Yeah, and so the one of the things that I want to say to everybody out there who's watching, listening, is this. What's interesting about today's show is it's kind of like a three-part deal. Okay,
Yes.
we're going to be talking about shame and sex over the next few weeks. We're going to talk about how to make it better. We're going to talk about how to make it better generally. We're going to talk about aging and sex. and we're also going to have a
I'm
couple.
going to speak. I'll speak a lot on that day. Okay.
On that day. Okay, and then,
You're bringing an expert in. Yeah.
and before I forget, you're talking
Yes.
about bringing in experts. We'll
Yeah.
also have sex therapist Paula Rodriguez on the show. She's based out of Miami. She's a good friend of mine, who's just very, very knowledgeable about all things related to sex and couples. And she gets excited coming on the show and getting to talk about some of the stuff that we talk about. So she's going to be on the show as well. And then lastly, guys, we're also going to have some people from my personal life, two of my buddies that go back all the way back with me to probably 96, 97, something like that. College buddies of mine.
A few years back, Charles.
Just a couple years back. Couple years back.
Come on, man.
Right. And we're going to talk about sex and how it's changed for us as we've aged and how we've had different relationships.
Can we say mature? Can we say mature?
Yep, definitely. There's that part. You know,
maturity. You say age, I always say maturity.
The maturity, right? Yeah. So we're gonna talk about those things. So today, guys, Dr. Poulter and I want to address some shame with regards to sex. And one of the things I shared with my buddies, Doc, was this. I asked them a question. I said, who knows? Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah,
here we go. Kick off.
Because you and I talk off air, so
I know where we're going. And I need the warm up. Okay, I could not take this like just sitting, flat footed. Charles, we got to take a break here, man.
I know. Okay, so I asked two of my buddies. I said, who knows a woman's body better? Does a man know her body better, or does a woman know her body better? And they both said a woman. Right?
Yeah, thank God they answered that one correctly.
Yes. So then I said, well, who knows a man's body better, a man or a woman? And they were like, okay, man, we're going to,
Where are we going? Where are we going?
They said men, but they were like, why are you asking us this? Okay. And I was asking for a few different reasons. One was to get them comfortable or see what their comfortability was with their bodies. Okay. Yeah. Also to see what their comfortability was with different expressions of sexuality, because as we know, not everybody's straight. Okay. And they were just kind of
everybody wants connection.
Everybody wants connection. Yeah. So they were laughing about it, right? And one of the things that came out in that conversation was, well, if a woman knows her body better than a man does, then why is it so difficult for guys to listen to a woman talk about what is pleasurable to her? So, Dr. Poulter, talk to me.
Thank you for teaming me up, Charles.
Why is it so difficult for us guys to just listen to a woman express what's pleasurable to her?
The first thought, Charles, and you've asked me this question before, you have to be present. And if you're present, you're not holding a grudge. You're not trying to control her. You're listening. You're talking.
Yeah.
And there's an old saying, the best sex starts in the kitchen.
Oh my. Best sex starts in the kitchen. So do I wash the dishes? Do I cook? Do I fix a cabinet? What do I need to do? Give me the secret sauce. What's up?
Nurturing. Listening.
Oh, in the kitchen?
Yeah, it's symbolic. That's where you start talking, and then you work your way to the bedroom.
Got it. Okay, talking in the kitchen. I thought I had to fix a cabinet, Doc.
Or Charles, not a bad idea. Charles, it's symbolic because if you're talking symbolic in the kitchen, she's gonna tell you about her body.
Wow. Okay.
Then you go to the bedroom. Guys start in the bedroom. No, brother, you can't work backwards. Good sex starts early in the morning and may culminate late in the evening, but you've been connecting all day.
Okay.
So to answer It's talking. And for guys, we got to listen.
Yeah. So you kind of I asked you the question and you went with number 2 on our list, which
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. It's all organic. That's what's
It's all
good about it, right?
Yeah. That's really, Charles, when you have a woman's body, I have women coming all the time. They go, I can't believe I'm in my 40s. I'm so horny and my partner doesn't get it.
Really?
I go, do you tell him?
Wow. Okay.
Charles, and we're talking the whole gamut.
Okay.
Has not race, creed, zip code, education.
Right.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Women in their kind of get past the stigma of being, it's okay to be sexual.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, we need to clue in. And I say,
Mm.
being present.
Yeah.
And Paul is going to get into that when we talk with her in a few weeks.
Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, because we've got be intentional. Presence is when you're completely there with your whole body, your mind, your soul. You're not distracted, right?
Charles, it starts in the kitchen. Symbolically.
Starts in the kitchen. Okay. So now, but I we're talking about the kitchen. Just to be clear, I mean, would it still help a guy to wash the dishes, to put the food away, to cook? Would that kind of couldn't that be part of some foreplay too?
Those are all 5-star moves.
Oh, okay.
I'm chuckling, but I got to tell you something. If you're doing the dishes,
you
got her attention.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey guys, look, Dr. Poulter just told you to go out and get your favorite dish soap and bust some suds. Okay. All right. That's what you need to do.
Can I tell you something right now? I got some guys, like their wife won't have sex with them. I go, literally, do the dishes. They look at me like I've lost my mind. I go, dude,
really?
Take me.
Go do the dishes.
And I go, I'll pay for our session if it doesn't work.
Yeah. It's so funny that you mentioned that because I've got a show that it's out of production now, but there's so many episodes. I sit back when I have time and watch it on my Roku. Well, the show is called Rules of Engagement, and David Spade is one of the characters in there, right?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So there's another character, a friend of his who. His wife, he's Jeff and she's Audrey, and Jeff wants to have more sex with Audrey. He always wants to have sex with Audrey, right? And he figures out that, man, if he puts the dishes away, he gets some sex.
Charles, I'm telling you, there have been hundreds of millions of dollars spent on research, couples, and sex. The McKenzie projects. Guys, do the dishes.
Wow. Okay.
Do them on Sunday if you really want to knock it out of the park.
Oh, wow. Do them on Sunday, huh? Okay.
Do it on Sunday. You want to knock it out of the park?
Wow.
Charles, then she'll tell you about her body. Because you're in her world now.
Got it. Got to be in her world. Yeah. So the other thing, and you talking about her body, Lisa, and this was actually number 1 on the list for us today, right? Was talking about sex. Doesn't matter what type of intimacy you seek, right? Talking about sex is a good thing. You want to know what turns your partner, not just what turns you on. Right. You want to be able to engage their fantasies, not just your own fantasies. Right. And it's an interesting bit because, some of the guys who are watching this and listening, or some of the women who are watching and listening, may be in a position where somebody says, oh, I had a dream about you. Right. No, the dream was great. But then your partner will be like, well, what was I doing? Or what did I get in the dream?
So anyway, honey, what are we doing? Yeah, what are we doing today?
Zip
right over that.
You zip right past that part, right? It was what was being done to you in the dream, or what you want done to you in your fantasy. And to talk about things, you've got to be really, really open to the fantasies of your partner, and I think we do a bad job of dealing with jealousies and relationships and stuff like that.
Charles, let me throw this one to you. Okay. We're jumping in the deep end, okay? We're throwing the ball way down the field right now. Gentlemen, ask your wife when she masturbates, what is she thinking about?
Oh my God.
Sorry, it's just got to throw right down the field.
Are you
Charles,
trying to like start a fight? Look, what? Are you serious?
dead serious. Charles, okay, we're talking about fantasy. Okay, let's bottom line it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You get her to tell you that, you are on, you're in pay dirt.
But wait a minute. Hold on. How, Doc, do you realize what? Of course you do, because you're the doctor. But
I just said it. I know.
guy, these guys are watching this and listening, going,
Go,
"Man,
what
are
the?
you crazy? I'm not asking my what." No, because then like they gotta be ready to deal with what her answer's gonna be. Like, what if she says, I was thinking about Brad Pitt bending me over the sofa."
So, honey, would you like me to do that?
Yeah, okay. I can't wait to see the guy ask that question.
Oh,
You know,
Charles, there's so much material in that. I know. I just freaked everybody out. Charles, I do for a living. So I'll say this in couples therapy. I don't care who the guy is. He just looks at me like, I just betrayed the brotherhood. Like, what are you doing? I go, no.
man.
Get her to talk about it. It just starts a discussion that you can't even imagine, and it ends well for both of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Charles, I know I just freaked everybody out, but it really does end well.
Yeah,
It
okay.
does,
Oh, and I believe you. I believe you.
because
So
it builds intimacy,
right. Yeah.
and
No,
fantasies don't have to be actualized.
right. That's true. Yeah. And I think there's something to be said about like people who are in committed relationships maintaining the level of open
Mm-hmm.
communication and how it actually does increase
Mm-hmm.
overall intimacy in the bond, right? You know, if you're in a committed relationship with somebody, but you can't be radically honest and vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
then like, do you really have the type of connection that you desire, that you need? I don't think you
Charles,
do, right?
I'm with you. Because let's say 1/3 of your communication it comes through the sexual dynamic.
Right.
I'm telling these guys, myself, and ask your wife about her fantasies when she masturbates.
Mm,
Charles, I'm telling you, man, it is an untapped resource for sexual intimacy.
wow. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So,
And that starts in
uh,
the kitchen, by the way.
and it starts in the kitchen. It starts in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So let me mention
You
this
go.
one to you.
Yeah.
Okay. You talk about starting in the kitchen. So that goes along with setting the scene. The scene could actually be the kitchen. And we're not talking about throwing your partner up on the counter kitchen stuff. We're just just like we said, washing the
It's
dishes,
just,
having a conversation, cooking, talking.
yeah,
But
talking.
let's get to other ways to set the scene that I think that, and we'll talk about this with Paula, next
Yeah.
week. But I think
Yeah.
it's a thing that we tend to forget as we get older. We don't set the scene so much, or there are other things that are happening and we lose the ability to set the scene. But talk to me, Doc, about setting the scene, candles and soft music. What are we trying to do there? How does that help us?
It Three things, Charles, comes to mind.
Mhm.
It shows her that you're not trying to do a bump and run. Okay. It shows her, it sets the scene where it's safe, it's secure, and she relaxes. That's the goal of the scene setting. It's safe, it's relaxing, and then the actual contact, Charles, is so much more powerful.
Yeah.
But the scene's important. Charles, kids are gone, or you got seriously soft music,
Mm-hmm.
candles, nothing wrong with
Mm-hmm.
candles, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in a different room, but let's say just in the bedroom, okay, with your
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
You've set the scene, you clean the room, you put effort in. 50%
Mm,
for women is they see the effort.
right. Got it.
Charles,
Got
I
it.
had a woman come in, her boyfriend proposed to her. She's upset about the proposal because she felt he put no effort into it.
Got it.
And he
Okay.
and he owned it. he kind of got the ring, kind of did
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
but didn't think about what it would make, how she would like it.
Got you. Okay.
Setting the scenes how she would like it, not
Yeah.
us. We don't have Sports Center on. We, what I mean, or song, or clips
I got
of the Dodgers or something crazy. No, it's what the scene is what she wants.
Okay.
That requires us, Charles, go back to your first question. We've got to listen.
Got to listen.
The scene is what she wants, and not what we want.
I understand.
Charles, that's number one, man.
Yeah.
But doing it pays the bill.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, I mean, it's just, when we think about sex often, we do tend to think in terms of what we want or what we want to get out of it. Right. And that's just something that if no other male in our lives sits us down and talks with us as we are going through that maturation process, we never get there. Right. One of the other things that we have here goes along with like
Charles,
being
that is
present.
so big what you just said. I got to circle back to that.
What was that?
You just said about if we listen to her, we get out of the way.
Yeah.
That in itself is sensual.
Right.
That's a magnet.
Yeah. And you got to be completely present for it, right?
You can't call that one in.
Yeah. So, and that goes along with distractions, here and today it's 2021, and I mean everybody's got a phone on all the time, right
or
next
two
to
of them. Yeah, or an iPad.
Or two, or an iPad. Yeah. Your TV. Oh my gosh. It's 2 phones, an iPad, your laptop, the TV, maybe Alexa in the background, and
then
everything
you got
else.
Your watch is talking to you.
Your watch is talking to you. You mentioned something about kids and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the dogs. I mean, come on.
And the dogs. So there's all types of distractions. Now, you can't just get rid of your dogs, right? I mean, but there are certain things, right?
I got mine in the crate over here.
Right. I know you're like, hey, he's talking about you over there.
Come on, dude.
The Beagles are like, what? Did you just say dog?
What's going on, man?
Right. Discriminating against the dogs right now. But let's talk about distractions. And this is something that Paula will probably get into even more. But
number one, why male sexual dysfunction is how I got into doing hypnosis and got into imagery. Was if you're present, you tend not to have erectile dysfunction.
Oh, really?
If you're present.
Okay, got it. If you're present, you tend not to have erectile dysfunction
or premature stuff.
But okay, so Doc, I'm going to play devil's advocate right now, okay? Because a lot of people have had so many sexual partners and have seen so much porn and all types of stuff that they feel like they have to go somewhere else while having sex with their partner, but they have to be somewhere else in order to have good sex. And you're saying no, do the opposite.
Yeah, I know. I feel like this is what I do in depositions and I get yelled at because if you're present, Charles, and you really look at her or whoever your partner is, it activates that because you've got that sensual connection with her or with him. You have it. It's there. You just have to reactivate it.
Got you.
You have to reactivate it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I hear everything. That stuff, no judgment. That may be for another moment, but I'm talking about set the scene, you're all in.
Got you.
You set the scene.
Yeah. I wonder how many people actually turn their cell phones off anymore today. How many? How many?
Charles, seriously, man, we're trying to help people here, right?
Not does anybody
divorces? Yeah.
Does anybody actually turn their cell phone off when they go home and they're at home with their family and stuff? I wonder if anybody does that anymore.
If you want your partner, you want good sex with your partner, find the off button to your phone.
Mm.
I'm telling you right now.
Oh my gosh. You're really going to make these show notes hard to write, Doc.
I know. I'm sorry, man. This is terrible. I know I'm on it today. Charles,
okay.
You prep me, man.
Oh my gosh.
Charles,
okay.
I do couples therapy with gays, lesbians, straight, and whatever. Trent, the denominator is all the same.
Yeah, I imagine so.
The denominator, we don't want to hear it, but it's the same.
Yeah,
gay couples. Well, he has his phone on. I look at the dude like, really? How's that going to work?
Mm-hmm. Got it.
You shut your phone off. You're telling your partner they're the priority.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, there's the scene. Number one, priority. The scene's to let them know they're the priority.
Yeah. But I want to jump in and mention something about letting your partner know that they are the priority. And I want to share this because of the pandemic and single life and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, too. Something about the phone is that when you turn your phone off, you're also making yourself a priority, too. Okay.
Very well said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very well said.
But yeah, so get rid of some of these distractions that are out there. And we've gotten to the point where in our society, we're so tech reliant today, right? We're so tech reliant today that, to get rid of distractions, folks would almost feel like they were dead. Like, I'm not connected to the world. No, it's the opposite. You're actually getting connected to the world. You're getting grounded by getting rid of those distractions. The internet and stuff isn't what keeps you connected to the world. And
I'm shaking my head. Yeah.
You see, if you go to some spiritual retreats, Buddhist retreats, Christian retreats, and things like this, and they remove those things from you, you will, if you're if you're Muslim and you're in seclusion at a mosque, you will begin to learn that you actually get reconnected by disconnecting. That's not the word. The tech stuff is not the world.
Charles, spot on. If all we talk about today is how to set the scene, that what you just said is 50% of it.
Yeah.
Because now it allows you to plug into your partner. Okay, using that metaphor.
Yeah.
And Charles, why do we meditate or pray? It calms us down. You're a better dad, partner. I am too when I'm connected to.
Right.
Charles, I still want to go back to ask your partner what her sexual fantasies are in the kitchen. I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm throwing the down.
Okay. All right. Yep. You are.
Here we go.
So here we go. We're gonna.
So we got that going. Okay. We got that going.
We do. But let's talk about I like to call it, because we're both football fans.
Yep.
Okay.
We love the game.
I'm going to use the word end zone, but instead of using it as one word, it's two words separated: end zone. And for a lot of guys, when it comes to sex, what is the end zone? It's the orgasm, right?
How about the red zone?
Okay.
So getting close to that.
So no, guys don't want to freaking who wants to get to the red zone and not score, Doc? What's wrong with you? Nobody wants to do that.
No, if they say it, they're lying.
Okay. Nobody wants to do that. Get to the red zone and fumble the ball. I'm not doing that. We're trading that guy. Okay.
Okay, that's where shame just knocks you off the playing field. I swear, right? Charles knocks you right out of the game.
Yep, we know it. But let's talk, guys. And I want to tell you all something that sex therapists know. It doesn't have to always be about orgasm. Okay. It doesn't have to be about an orgasm.
Charles, can you explain that 25 more times to my Neanderthal friends?
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be about performance. And a lot of times when we focus on scoring, when we focus on getting to the end zone, so we got in sports, that's all we want to do, right? We want to score, right? But we don't look at how we play the game and what was learned through the process of going downfield and stuff like that. No. But sex doesn't have to be about performance. When you focus on scoring, then you automatically are giving yourself this, you're standing right in front of this door of performance anxiety, man, right? And
Right
so
on.
if you're engaged
Mm-hmm.
with somebody in sexual activity and you don't have an orgasm, or she doesn't have an orgasm, right, then it's like, oh, that wasn't the greatest. That's not the outcome that I wanted. Or, oh, I only had one orgasm. Or, oh, she didn't have one at all. Or she didn't have multiples, or he didn't, or all of that kind of stuff. You can really, really begin to screw up your sex life, because of how your mind thinks about
Oh
the end
yeah,
zone, right?
Charles. Okay, you just hit on a, achievement versus being.
Mm,
The end zone's the achievement. Okay,
yeah.
no. Let's go back to being with our partner.
Mm,
That's the huge achievement. The
yeah.
huge achievement is being with him or her.
Right.
That bond.
Yeah.
And Charles, I can tell you, we're so performance driven. I'm guilty. We're all guilty.
Mm, got
Man,
you.
I mean, that
Yeah.
is guilt. Performance driven.
Performance driven. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
versus me. Because if you're setting the scene, you're
Mm,
you're more about being with her. You're,
right.
it's gonna be a better outcome.
Mm, got it.
You know,
Got it. So, I think instead of focusing on the end zone or the orgasm, right, focus on connecting, eye contact, right?
yes, eye
Eye
contact.
contact. Uh,
You meant
like,
another one, holding hands.
yeah. Yeah.
Huge.
Right. Right. Holding hands
Oh,
during, right? It's a big
yeah.
deal.
Or
And what's interesting about that, Doc, is a lot of people don't realize that there are a lot of nerve endings in your
right.
hand, right? Right there's a lot
Yeah.
that, like, let and as a speaker of American Sign Language, right? There's a lot to be done with hands. You know what I mean? And we don't think about it a lot of using hands during intimate activity, even
Mm-hmm.
before anybody is naked, right? Me, one of my love languages is physical touch. So, every part of me, it's like that. There you
Yeah.
go.
Right.
So we don't use our hands very well in that regard, but that's a big deal. And then the other thing, and I don't want to take us off into a different way because
Yeah.
we'll go there, but
We're already
you know,
going. Yeah.
when it comes to connecting and focusing on the tender touching and stuff like that, is one of the things that we guys have been indoctrinated in is certain types of sex that make us feel like we're in control, we're dominant, and all that type of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong with
Mm-hmm.
just spooning it out, bro. It's.
Charles. Okay. Okay. Here, I don't mean to sound like that guy, but let me be that guy for a minute. Hugging does so much for us.
Yeah.
Hugging.
Yeah.
And if you're hugging your partner, you're
Mhm.
using your hands.
Right.
Let's start
Right.
there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
okay, Chinese medicine, these guys got this down for 10,000 years. I mean,
Mhm.
they're doing all this stuff on our hands, our endocrine system, our brain,
Yeah.
all this. Charles, what you just
Hmm.
said about touch, if that's your end zone, you win every time.
Gotcha. Yeah. I hear you.
Touch breeds safety. I keep bringing
Yeah.
that word up.
Wow.
When a woman feels safe sexually, the
Hmm.
world is wide open to you as
Yeah.
a partner.
Got it.
Your
Yeah.
job, guys, I'm telling you, I know Charles is with me. She feels safe. That's your work. That's setting the scene.
Hmm.
Safe is gold.
Mm. I hear you. Yeah.
And,
So
and
let's.
yeah, let's go. I'll
Yeah.
keep going.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh,
It's a
we're
it's a
covering.
lot. We got to
Ooh,
try to get through it all. So,
okay, Charles,
um,
you run here. You call the play.
what about going slow? Right,
Okay,
going slow.
there. Okay, there it is again, Charles. That's
Yeah.
part of the scene. Now,
Hmm.
there's different. I mean, slow sex, a quickie, all that good stuff. What does she want today?
Hmm. Foreplay.
Then you take your time. Oh God, foreplay. Oh my God,
Foreplay.
Charles.
Right.
Charles, that's up there with affairs.
Mm. How so?
Things they don't talk about.
Oh, wow. Okay. Got you.
I know.
Yeah.
I've read some
Hmm.
stuff about that.
Hmm.
More women just go, Foreplay isn't saying let's go have sex and walk to the back room. Foreplay starts in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It starts in the kitchen, Charles. And
that could
be an 8 hour, 3 days later.
Right. It's never too early to start foreplay. Right.
Right on.
Right.
And the reason why I brought up affairs, because that also, when you're focused on her, it's not, you're not thinking about, she's not worried that you're thinking about somebody else. And when I say affairs, I'm talking in your mind's eye, the fantasy, not an actual, you know what I mean? Just, some Instagram model or something crazy, whatever.
Right. So the one of the other things I was thinking about with regard to going slow, right? It starts earlier in the day. You take focus on intimate emotions, intimate thoughts. Take moments to ensure you're having intimate, personal conversations, and not just business as usual conversations with somebody, right? Like
not
that
talking,
that doesn't really, right?
It doesn't breed intimacy.
So you can't just talk about the bills, and you can't just talk about it. You actually have to dig into each.
Yeah.
Right. I know it.
Yeah. Charles,
okay.
I tell you, I want to go back to you holding hands. I read that on your list. Oof.
Yeah.
Charles, a little self-disclosure here. If I'm holding my wife's hands, the world is now flat in a good way.
Got it. Okay.
And no matter how much she may be upset with me, if we're holding hands, it just brings the tension down.
Got it. Okay.
Everything. Because she feels how you hold her hand.
Yeah.
You hold it like a cold fish, or you hold it like you. I know I'm a little out there today. Okay, go with me.
Oh my goodness! Right. But not. You know what? Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why that's one of the reasons why the media had so much fun with former President Donald Trump and his wife. Right? Was because they caught so many. They don't hold hands, and everybody's like, "Oh, look, did you see that?
Oh my
did
God,
you see?" Because that means something to everybody, right?
Okay, Ronald. They used to make fun of Ronald Reagan because he was always holding Nancy's hands.
Okay.
I remember my dad saying to me, my dad goes, that's not a bad thing to do, son. I'm like,
got you.
That's, or Barack would hold his wife's hands. Also, when he walked with his kids. Appropriately, you know what I mean? Just a very loving gesture. Holding hands is a loving gesture.
Yeah, but it's something that guys get out of. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now?
Seriously, my hand's sweaty. What are you doing? Like, knock it off.
Yep. That's
Charles,
true. That's true.
Let's be real. There's so much research on this, guy, gentlemen. Hold her hand. It will start. I think, Charles, this sounds perfunctory. Make an appointment to have sex sometimes when you guys are too busy. Put it on the calendar. It could be 3 days out. She'll be thinking about it. So will you.
Yeah, that's something, because that doesn't vibe with what younger men were taught, right?
Yeah. Now this is like grandpa walked in the room, dude. No. Sometimes you can't. Like, the kids are gone. This Sunday night the kids are gone. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah. Right.
Okay?
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely.
Dogs are getting groomed. Okay, we got some free time here.
We got some free time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, Sunday afternoon, we got the house to ourselves.
Here's another one that we wanted to touch on, right? And it's adoring your partner. Now, this is extremely important because you said something about Instagram models. Okay, and I got to tell you, Doc. Self-disclosure here. I got a couple Instagram types that I follow. I happen to appreciate curvy women, especially those of them who have nice backsides. Okay. That's hey, it's just
full disclosure. Yep.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. real time, real life, Instagram is not it. Those are two-dimensional, those are not three-dimensional, and there's a lot of prep that goes into that, and photoshopping and everything else. And a lot of women, guys
Mm-hmm.
complain about sex, but a lot of women, let's face it, guys, we haven't done a whole lot to help ourselves or
Mm-hmm.
women when it comes to sex because of the messaging that we have sent regarding
Mm-hmm.
women's bodies, but regarding women's bodies. Okay. So the way that this
Oh,
works, uh-huh,
Charles,
yeah.
this almost deserves its own session.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I can believe that. You
Yeah,
know,
body image and telling
yeah,
her, yeah, oof, big
yeah,
time.
yeah. Body image. So here's the way that this thing kind of works out. Yeah, and you guys know you watch the videos. Doc and I talk a lot about shame, which both of us we deal with professionally. We've also dealt with it in our personal lives. We still have to
Yeah.
check ourselves on it,
Oh yeah.
like every day. But the thing about
Mm-hmm.
this whole body image and shame thing is, somebody told that woman something about her body, and it hurt her. Okay, and then she begins to rehearse that message about what was said. Okay. And then she meets you, guy, and you're all involved, married, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she's watching how you look at things, right? How you process beauty, and all of these sorts. And she won't be able to help but tell herself a story about what she saw. Now, it does not mean that she is not responsible for doing individual personal work to address the shame in her life. She has to do that. However, as her partner who is saying, honey, you're
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, or you're wanting to have sex with her and connectivity with her,
Right.
you
Yeah.
also have to be aware of how your actions appear. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
Charles.
so,
Oh,
yeah,
right on.
yeah,
Charles, body shaming. Okay. Okay. Like you said, she's gonna do her work on that. But as guys, appreciating her body,
mm,
Charles,
yeah,
when she
right.
is naked in front of you, like in the list here,
Mhm.
appreciating that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. When
Appreciating
a
that.
lot of times, if you listen carefully to women talk about their bodies, it might be like Doc said, "Hey, ask your girl what does she fantasize, who or what does she fantasize about." Also, ask her, what she thinks about her body, and or say to her, you know what, hey, honey, um, what were some of the negative things that have been said about your body?
Or
Okay,
or
because
what do
that's
you
going to
say? What do you say to yourself
or
about your
what do
body?
you say to yourself? Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
And the other thing that if women are watching this, I want to speak to the women here
Mm-hmm.
is, I don't think enough guys are honest with you all, with the women,
Mm-hmm.
about what we like. Okay, I always say I like organic stuff. I'm not big on the fake hair and the
Oh,
Botoxes and the surgeries and stuff like that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you do. And it's not, it doesn't look bad on everybody. However, I think
mm-hmm.
that I think that a lot of women have internalized or made the assumption that we
Yes.
guys want this
That.
extra stuff. And a lot of guys really, really don't. However, I believe that there's a reason why it's continuing to happen, other than the women want it for themselves. I believe that one of the other reasons why it happens is because men don't speak up and say, hey, you know what? I don't mind some gut to hold on to, right?
Charles, I,
I don't mind
oh,
the shape of your lips and the size of your hips, or the cellulite that has happened over years, and like, I appreciate you like
or,
that. We
yeah.
don't discuss liking the real woman in that way.
Mm, Charles, that is brilliant. Or her stretch marks.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
And I'm like, how can you be a guy? You've
Not.
had a child, or this woman has giving you children, and you've got something gruesome and shameful to say about her body. Like, dude, you are complicit in what happened here.
Oh my God. Charles, I rest my case. Make her feel safe.
Yeah.
Making her feel safe is letting
Yeah.
her know that, honey, Annette, I love your body. What do you like about your body? And if she says nothing, oh, come on, honey, give it to me. Come on, you got to. I know you do.
Yeah.
And Charles, this whole industry out here in Los, it's huge about cosmetics, and it's terrible. It's brutal.
It is brutal.
It's brutal, man. I've got some women that are in it, and they do stuff to the lips. I'm like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
A good man's gonna love your heart first.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be too, simplistic, but Charles, what you just said is very heavy.
Yeah.
In the ether, they need to look a certain way. As men, come on, honey, you're my girl.
Yeah. Is this, and it's
you're my partner. Come on.
A lot of guys are not going to trip out that they got a picture of you wearing baggy sweatpants with your hair up in a bun, eating some spaghetti, getting work
with
done.
Glasses on. Yeah,
and with glasses on.
Yeah.
I mean, but us guys, we have to show appreciation for that. They actually need to see us. They need to see us showing appreciation for the normal.
Do you know something? Right on. Right on. Nothing wrong with gray sweatpants. Okay.
Nothing wrong with gray sweatpants. Okay.
No, can't. Yeah. Okay. You don't have to be Lululemon. $200 pants or whatever they.
Okay, man. It gets crazy. It gets crazy. Everything today is just wild. But the other thing that we wanted to mention to you guys, we're talking about better sex and kind of working through shame for better sex, and being open to not just hearing ourselves, but hearing our partners, right? It's also saying some things to our partners and allowing our partners to say things to us. In order to do that, we got to talk sex talk, right? Sex talk is not a bad thing. Now, I know in the media, what tends to come up a lot of times about sex talk is sexting and stuff because of the affairs and whatnot. But we're talking about in a committed, trusting relationship today. Yep. There is nothing wrong with sex talk. Now, I'm going to add.
I want to say necessary.
Yes. Okay. Necessary. But Doc, let's stay here. And again, Paula may touch on this later on. There are a lot of people who feel icky having sex talk. Why?
Because Charles, they're not comfortable with their sexuality and be that intimate. I know Paul's going to get into it.
Yeah.
I'm not a sex expert, but I work with a lot of men with sexual issues. And I try to get them to get comfortable with what their wife or their partner wants.
Right.
Well, they want to be on top. So be it.
Yeah.
Or their anatomy. They feel inadequate about it.
Yeah.
I'm talking men and women. Okay.
No. I hear you.
Yeah. But Charles, the sex talk means you and I've got to be vulnerable. Let's go back to that favorite word, safe.
Right.
Because to have sex talk, Charles, I've got to feel safe with my girl.
So here's the other thing I want to mention about that is the sex talk. The sex talk is not just in the form of sexting and sending somebody a nude, right? The sex talk involves asking your partner questions about sex, about feeling good, about what they might like to do or explore with you, or what they would like to have done to them. And then when you get to the point where you're engaged in the activity, right, you can go slow enough to say, to ask if it's pleasurable to your partner, right?
Communication.
It's
during,
before
and after, Charles.
Right. It's a big deal. And I gotta say to the guys out there, if you feel like talking during sex is gonna mess up your erection, that's a big sign that you probably need to talk to somebody like Dr. Poulter or Paula, or someone who got something else going on.
Something else,
if
messing
you
you up.
can't talk before sex, during sex, and after sex, there's something else going on that you're not addressing. Okay.
Fair enough.
And so, the very last thing, and we talked about eye contact.
That's a big one.
And they've got this thing out there called eye gazing, right? Where the studies have shown that couples who eye gaze for like 5 minutes or longer, they experience increased feelings of love by sitting there. Look, can you imagine? Like, we in society don't even look at each other for like 10 seconds, doc. 5 minutes.
Okay, Charles, it's a little, I've seen that. I'm like, dude, you got to work into that.
Okay, got it.
How
okay,
I was giving.
Okay,
30
that's
seconds.
better. That's better.
No, or sometimes you hug, put your forehead against her forehead. But that eye gaze, Charles, you got to work into that, man. That's like saying your first run. Let's do the Boston Marathon. Let's hold off.
Okay, all right. Oof, I was getting worried there.
Yeah, Charles, you just talked about the Boston Marathon.
Okay.
I've had some couples come in that tried that, and it was disastrous. They went 20 seconds and F-bomb started coming out or something,
Right. Yeah, no. Oh, man. That's stressful. That's stressful.
Chuck, we got to work up to the Boston Marathon, okay? Or whatever. That's a big, it could be done. But Charles,
it can be done. Got it.
It's too much, too soon.
I understand. All right. So we'll go slow, very slow with that. Instead of 5 minutes, we'll do 30 seconds. 30 seconds of eye gazing is okay, guys. Can we get you all to commit to 30 seconds of eye gazing next week with your partner? Just 30 seconds out the entire week. Can you do it one time?
I'm in. And I'll have my wife let you know, Charles, if I did it. Okay. She will too. She's a tough one.
I got you. So
I'm in.
Guys, we have been talking about getting to better sex and really, fleshing out shame. Because a lot of these things, we know that when we talk sex, there's a lot of shameful emotions that tend to arise at the same time that we're talking about sex. I think it's one of the things that makes us close to being open to what others have to say. It makes us close to experiencing it in a different way. And so Dr. Poulter and I just really wanted to talk about some of those things today. So again, like I said, this is a 3-part. Next week, we will have Paula Rodriguez on the show. She is out of Miami, Florida. She does therapy in Florida, I believe in New York and Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken. I think she's licensed in all 3 states. And just a great sex therapist. And one of the reasons I love working with Paula is because she just talks to you where you are. She's not going to get on camera with a 12-inch dildo and be like, "Hey guys, this is what we're doing today." No, she's not going to do you like that. Okay. Very reasonable.
I'm feeling better already.
But very knowledgeable. I mean, she will go where you want to go.
But Charles, and the beauty of having her on, it's good for us to hear a woman's perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A neutral perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. So next week she will be on. So listen up, guys. Look, share this video with your friends. I can't say we've got to get our viewership up. Help us do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to do that, man. All of us.
Help us get our viewership up. Share it with your friends. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, because you can't get a lot of articles if you only follow us on Instagram. But if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, you can see all the articles that we find, the things that people are writing that are impacting men's lives, right? And this includes physical, psychological, emotional, spiritual, financial stuff that's really, really good for men, that helps get them to another place in life. Okay. And then the other thing that I want to mention to you before we go is there's also a private WhatsApp group. Okay. There's a private WhatsApp group, and Dr. Poulter, hold me to it. I need to include the link for men only, okay, to join this WhatsApp group, because you can have private conversation in there. You can get some things off your chest that you may feel embarrassed to talk about elsewhere. It only works if you work it. And we need to get guys in the room, attendees in the room, to really make this impactful for men. Okay. It's really, really important. So I wanted to put those things out there for you all. Lastly, make sure that you look down at all of the links in the show notes, because as you've heard me say, Dr. Poulter wrote a fabulous book called The Shame Factor. Okay.
Thank you.
You want to get your hands on the Shame Factor book. Okay. You'll click the link, purchase the book. It's something that will change your life. Okay. He and I both benefited greatly from a teacher, a speaker, great man by the name of John Bradshaw, who is a pioneer in studying toxic shame. John Bradshaw is also one of the men who influenced people like Brene Brown, who a lot of you are familiar with. Okay, because she does great work with vulnerability. In order to, deal with the shame, you got to get to a place of vulnerability. Like, so John Bradshaw was it, but Dr. Poulter has expanded on his work. So make sure you click that link and purchase The Shame Factor. Okay. Look, guys, it's Friday. As I always say, try to cut out some time to take care of yourselves. Okay. We're still within this pandemic. We know people are getting vaccinated, but be very, very careful. Okay. We're not out of the woods yet. All right. So until next time, guys, love you more, love your people more. Be well. We'll talk to you soon.